Hello everyone and welcome to another live Tunisian talk with Jessica. I will give everybody a few minutes to pop on here, and my fan is showing up in the corner of that picture up there. I don't want to make you all dirty or dizzy. Hi Laura. I'll give everybody a few minutes to hop on here. We have Christmas fast approaching, so I know that everybody is, hi Melinda, is furiously working on all their Christmas stuff and trying to get their orders done and everything else. We have a few interesting things going on this evening. I'm going to let everybody join in here for a few seconds. Hi Gloria. So yes, we're going to have an exciting evening. There's a few things going on that have been going on in the background of the group, so I'm super excited about that. Hi Erica. I guess I'll start hopping into things. I gotta, there we go, get everything off my screen. First thing first, we had two people come forward that wanted to play Secret Santas this year, and I was super excited about that. We did a poll a few weeks ago and asked people who has hooks and who doesn't and why you don't have them. Hi Kimberly, hi Angela, hi Kathy, Merry Christmas. And so our two Secret Santas have volunteered hooks for Christmas to be sent out, and it actually brought tears to my eyes, because it's just so fantastic that when others can see, you know, that others are struggling and having a hard time, and I know what it's like when you can't, when you gotta spend all your money on your priorities for Christmas and your children and can't get, so I'm gonna cry. But so we picked two people that have been very active in the group and are having a little bit of a hard time right now, and I'm so super excited about this. Sorry. The first set of hooks that was donated is a Denise interchangeable hook set, and this has the F through the J and the cables, and then this has the K through the size 19, which is 15 millimeters, so you're not going to need another set of hooks. And out of the people that we picked, Laura Hardy Martin will be receiving these in the mail, and they have the cables and everything's with them in the back. This is fantastic. I will be popping them in the mail probably tomorrow. Yes. I can't keep up with all the comments. I had tears in my eyes. Melinda said that's the sweetest thing. Erica said she was surprised too. Laura said that is awesome. And thank you so much. Yeah, you know, it's like I said, I know it's nice to be recognized when, you know, especially for Christmas. So congratulations, Laura. And we had another member, and she donated a set of hooks, and she will be shipping them out. Hi Becca, hi Shonda. and she will be shipping them out from her place. I will get an address and everything to her. The lady that we picked, she works evenings and is asleep during the day, so we've not been able, she'll message me her address in the morning. We talked and she needed to go to bed. And Donna Harding is the one that's won the second set of hooks from our second Secret Santa, and those will be shipped to her. I will get her address to our Secret Santa in the morning, and I can't thank you guys enough for coming forward and being a Secret Santa in the group, and I feel so blessed, and I know that the people here do too. I can't thank you enough. It's so moving. I don't even know what to say. I'm all teary. So, congratulations to Donna and Laura. And I will get addresses and things out tomorrow that need to get done. There is a newer yarn out, and it's the Lion brand. And I know you guys have seen some of the fun fur. Becca said congratulations to the winners. Excuse me. And so they have a Go for Faux Thick and Quick, and I know this is backwards, but it says Thick and Quick. And Penny says, how are you? And Melinda said, me too, Jessica. Things like this make me happy. They do make me happy. Penny, I am well. As many of you do know, my husband just had surgery on his ankle, so he's laid up. And he just had it a few days ago, so we've been extremely busy with that. And I'm still waiting for my camera equipment to come in to hold my camera in front of me so I can crochet to film the other corner. And I apologize. I really wanted to get this up by now. Penny said congratulations. People were asking about the larger hook, something that's larger that's not sold in the sets. And so this Go for Faux Thick and Quick, this uses I think it's an S. Where is it? Yes, it calls for an S crochet hook. So I have a small project that I need to make up with this, so that's why I only need one skein. Now, usually I tell you guys to go up, hi Lisa, 2 hook sizes, and you may need more than that. Hi Stephanie. Erica said congratulations to Donna. There, I bought a T and a U Tunisian hook. And I know you guys can't really see the lettering on it, but the U is 25 millimeters. And the T is 22 millimeters. Hi, Linda. These are cabled, and yes, they have the tubing and the stopper that looks like this. Now, I don't really like the ones that have the tubing, but it's usually like the really cheap sets from Wish, or I think they have them on Amazon too. These ones do not have the tubing connected the way that the other ones are. They're just kind of glued on, where these ones, it's a little bit bent from being packed. These have the cap on them, and so it holds your cable on, so your cable's not going to fall off. These are 32 inches, So I'm going to try the T, and if the T doesn't work, then I'm going to be using the S, or the U. So see there. And for comparison, for those of you that crochet and know what a Q size hook is, you know how big that is. That's a Q next to the U, and that's the Q next to the T. So I'm super excited about getting to try these out, because the yarn is really, it's really thick. That's one strand of yarn. So, like I said, I'm using this with the Go for Faux Thick and Quick. I think most of the Walmarts have this skein, and it's probably about the same size as a 300-gram ball of Bernat blanket yarn, and it is, God, it's super soft. So, Shonda said, I do good to crochet with regular crochet hooks. That would kill my hands. The larger crochet hooks that are wooden don't seem to bother me. The metal, if I use the metal fixed ones, yes, those are those are terrible for me. What brand? Chiagu. Yes, these are the Chiagu sets, and like I said, the only thing I don't like is when you get them, the way that they're packaged, they kind of bend a little bit. But a lot of times that it comes out with use. And let's see, I don't know if I have the information sitting here. No, I do not. There's a lady on Etsy, and she's got this crazy name, and that's usually who I get from her shop. She's fantastic. She ships stuff out fast. I'll have to get a link and put in the comments. And like I said, her stuff's fantastic. So I have the P and the Q, and this is the T and the U. The R and the S I want to get next. You gotta have them all, you know? What else did we have? We did have a question. Angela said it's so fuzzy. Yes, it is so fuzzy. Erica said you would need tubing that size for the stitches to stay the same. Yeah. We did have a question about the metal hooks. Someone was saying that they cannot find metal hooks. And, oh my goodness. Excuse me in my PJs, because it's been a long day with the hubby having ankle surgery and a cast on, and he's on crutches, and oh, you know. All of you women know how men are when they get hurt. Somebody, this is Crochet Not Pokey Man. These are the only set of metal hooks that I have found that have the interchangeable cables, and they're the Addy Click set. When you get the Addy Click set, the smaller ones are metal. The two larger ones are acrylic. And the small ones go from 3.5 millimeters to the 6 millimeters. And then this is 7 millimeters, and then this one is 8 millimeters. And they kind of like have sparkly, they remind me of a magic wand. Hi, Paige. They were saying that they can't find metal. This is the only metal set that I'm aware of. Now, I could be wrong. I keep trying to do research on them. Hi, Angela. So, I keep trying to do research on hooks. The Like came out with a set, and it's like Lykke. They came out with a set that's kind of like the Knitter's Pride Ginger set, and they're 6-inch. They have them as 6-inch interchangeable cables, hooks, and they're like $150. I think is the cheapest I've seen them so far. Now the stoppers are sold separate. You get 2. So I would recommend, you know, to start, get 1 set of these, and then maybe on, if you really like these hooks, to get another set. And then they have the Addy Click cables. Now those are sold separately as well, and this is the set that I got. And these do have a few different lengths in them. They have 40, 50, 60, 80, and 100 centimeters. So, like, that's the longest you can get. But I do like this. The way they connect is a little different. There's like a spring in the end, so when you put your cable in and you twist it, it's kind of spring-loaded. Thank you, Erica, for putting all the links in. Yeah, that's what's going on with that. There are the plastic hooks. Again, you can get the Denise set. I love to crochet. And the Knitter's Pride. The reason I got the Knitter's Pride Dream set is because I really liked it, and I bought a few other sets, and it come with a length of cables that I really liked. And I wanted to do Tunisian in the round, so, you know, buying a second set of those really wasn't going to be something that broke the bank. You know, I could afford the first set and then save up for the second set. Now, the cables for the Knitter's Pride will connect to the other Knitter's Pride set. So if you bought the Ginger set, you can use the same cables for the Dream set. Hi, Viola. The Ginger set did not come out till after I had mine, but I also like the fact that it's the Ginger, or the Knitter's Pride set, had the biggest bang for your buck. You got the longer cables, so you could work on something small, you could work on something large like a Graphghan. You know, the price is fantastic. You know, even for those on a fixed income, if you save up a little bit, you know, you can afford these in a few months. And then if you wanted to get another set, you could, and they're not super, super expensive. That was a downfall for many of the other sets, and a lot of people wanting to learn. When you start learning, you know, you want to invest in a set that kind of does everything. And then you know, if you invest in the metal set, then you realize they get super heavy. You can't cram that many stitches on there. And, you know, so that's why we recommend those. So, you know, and plus I teach locally, and there's a lot of students, and I let them try, because I do have a Denise set. I have the, it's called Delaque. And the Delaque set comes with 2 hooks of each size, and I have one of them in a project right now. That's why there's one missing. But and I had to order the longer cables for this set because it doesn't come with cables that are long enough to do a Graphghan. These cables are much stiffer than the Knitter's Pride cables too. And there is the Chiagu set, which a few people have said they really like them because the cables spin. The Chiagu set comes with a great case and the hooks and cables and stoppers. These are bamboo and they're not as laminated as the Knitter's Pride. To me too, these seem a little more inline than tapered. So for me, they caught the yarn and split it. But I like tapered, and I'm not used to crocheting with inline. And there are other people that absolutely love inline and don't like tapered. So it all goes with all of that. Linda, are we going to have a cowl with Tunisian in the round, or at least the beginner's tutorial? Yes, I'm trying to get to that. We have 2 cowls coming up here shortly that are going to be shawls. There's going to be a triangle one and a rectangle one. And like I said, I need to get my camera thing in yet too. And yes, it does take a lot to set up a cowl and get everything running, and there's a lot that goes on behind the scene. Erica says, I love Denise. Yes, I know you do. Erica likes the Denise a lot. To me, like I said, I got them and they're inline and not tapered, and for me that kind of, and they're short. The hooks are shorter. So when I hold my hook, where the thumb rest is, my hand hits this and it knocks it, it messes with where it connects, and there are times that my connection has come off and I absolutely lost my mind. So, do we have any questions so far? I just said I gotta run. Nice to drop in. Have a great night. You too, Linda. So that pretty much covers the hooks. I try to cover them every time because, you know, we always have new members that have questions about the hooks. And again, like I said, I'm so super excited about the giveaways, the secret Santas that we have, and I cannot thank you two for stepping forward enough. I can't. Merry Christmas, guys. I don't want to cry again. I'm so appreciative, and so is the group. Thank you. Is there anything you guys want to see in the group that you don't see right now? We're always trying to expand and go by what the members want. You know, it's great that, you know, a lot of the groups will have, they have things going on, but a lot of times some of them don't really have a lot of feedback. Can the mitered corner be done in a honeycomb? I have not found a way, because when you miter your corner, when you work your mitered corner, you work short rows up, so it works diagonally. Then when you work down that last stitch when you go into it, you're working into it, so you would have to purl that, and I don't know, it may be, let me word it this way, it may be possible, but it would be very advanced. Well, more advanced than what we have here. So, yes, it probably is possible. There probably is a way. I just am not familiar with it yet. And yes, Erica has closed captioned all of the TCal videos for the entrelacs, so those are up. And Laura said thank you so much to the Secret Santas. Thank you, Laura. Yes, it was a wonderful Christmas gift. Eric said maybe if you did the corner in TSS. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, I've not really messed around with mitered corners a lot. Since I do so many of the Graphghans, and I've incorporated borders in, and the pillows, I incorporate the borders in. I really haven't messed around with the mitered corners, and when we started the TCal, a lot had requested the mitered corner, and the mitered corner is coming out nice. It's just, like I said, I hope to have the video up here shortly. The camera, the stand that, excuse me, I'm waiting to come in is just on a slow bite from China or something. I don't know. My patience is very thin with that. So if we were doing the purl for the TCal border, do we switch to TSS? You can do you can still do the purl, but what you would do at the corner is the last stitch that you make would be a TSS, so that it's easier to see going into the final stitch to add your stitch marker. And I think I added that in my the first corner. I showed it in that. I'll have to go back and watch my video actually. But I think I did purl across, and then the last stitch I did a TSS. Deborah says, I'm looking for a nice set of Tunisian hooks for Christmas. I tend to like the Susan Bates aluminum lightweight hooks for regular crochet, but I like the clover hooks the best. That's what we were just talking about, Deborah, with the, somebody had just wanted metal hooks. They wanted metal, and that's what he said. It depends on if you want metal. There's only one set that's available that I'm aware of, and I try to keep on top of those. There are several sets of inline and tapered hooks, but it depends on what you're looking for. I'm trying to think. I think Susan Bates is inline, if I'm not mistaken, and the clover, I'm not sure. Angela said, Erica, I might try that. It would look neat with a different block in each corner. And Erica said she added a bunch of links to the hooks above. So, back to Deborah. It depends on what you're looking for, Deborah. The tapered hooks are what I seem to like. And as far as the tapered goes, the Knitter's Pride set is tapered. The Ginger set is tapered. And those are birch. They're laminated birch, so they're very heavy wood, unlike bamboo. It will warp a little bit easier if it's not stored exactly flat. And Erica said, I don't care for bamboo because of the warping. Yes, I don't really care for the bamboo because of the warping either. Now the bamboo Chiagu set, it does have a little bit of a lamination on it, but it's not much, but it's something. So I think these may hold up a little bit better than the cheap bamboo ones. And the Denise are in line. And those come in sets as well. So it would depend on what you're looking for. Okay, any more questions yet? It's getting a little chilly in this room up here. Catching up with all the comments. Thank you, Erica, for posting all of the links. So yeah, Erica said, someone asked if the metal hooks squeak. I've never had them squeak, unless my yarn was damp. When my cat was playing with my yarn as I was crocheting along, he had it in his mouth, and when it got up to the hook, it did squeak. But that was because the yarn was wet. Deborah, what is the best lengths to get for cords? Again, it goes with the set that you get. If you get the Denise set, I ended up ordering a pack. They have longer cords available that are good for like Graphghans that are like 32 and 40 inches. Let me see. Because with the Delaque and the Denise, the cords are like 5 inches, 9 inches, 12 inches, 14 inches, 16 inches, and 19 inches. So that's really not, that's really not that long. So, I ordered the 52 inch, the 40 inch, the 24 inch, and the 30 inch to go with my Delaque set. You can actually, I think this was, I didn't have to order each one of these separately. They had them all, it was like an all-in-one longer cord set. So again, it had the 52, the 40, the 24, and a 30 inch. So, if you were going to go with the Denise set, I would order the longer cords. That's actually separate. The Knitter's Pride set, the Ginger set, and the Dream set come with the longer cords. There's a 40 inch, two 32 inches, a 24 inch, and there's one that's shorter than that, I believe. That set, that's why I like that set so much, is because I got the longer cables, and they were easy, you know, it was a one-stop shop. With the metal set, it comes with a connector, a big long connector, and it's got 40, 50, 60, 80, and 100 centimeters. So these are pretty comparable to the Knitter's Pride cords that you can get. So it all depends on whether you like tapered or you don't. Hooks, tapered or inline, and then it depends on, you know, if you want to order 2 sets, or you want to do Tunisian in the round, what you want to use them for. Stephanie said, oh, I figured out why my set did not come with the L hook. I have the Knit Picks hook, not the Knitter's Pride. I got Click Happy on Amazon. Yeah, I have done that. It's you get so excited you order it and you're like, oh, this is what I wanted. So far, do we have any other questions? Anything you guys want to know? Anything else you guys want to see? Deborah said tapered. Yeah, that's why I like the Knitter's Pride set. And it depends on what you want to invest in. The Knitter's Pride Dream set is cheap enough that if you order that, you can order the larger hooks separately and have them all shipped out at the same time, and it's the same. Actually, it's a little bit cheaper than the Knitter's Pride Ginger set. But the Ginger set comes with a case, so again, you know, it's what you want. I went and bought a case off of Amazon. It's just, it holds 2 sets of hooks, so it was perfect for me. Plus it's got a little zipper section in it, and that's where I put my cables and my stoppers. And then there's another section that holds, like, I put the cable holders that they use for knitting. You can actually use them for Tunisian cables. I put those in there, and I have a stitch counter in there, and I have some stitch markers in there, and that's what I like. But, you know, it's personal preference. I know everybody likes something different. But as far as the tapered go, I really like the Knitter's Pride set. The Chiagu set, the Denise set, those are in line. So, yeah, that's the case I got, I'm pretty sure, that Erica just posted a link to. I would like to invite everybody in the group here to please put input in. I know that a lot of you watch these videos later because some people work nights, some people just can't get on. Some people don't always have internet access, so they go to the library and they watch these later on. Please, you know, pop into the group and say, hey, you know, I'd like to see this. Are you guys going to do this? Because it's, you guys are the ones that keep the group running with ideas of what everybody outside would like to do. What would you recommend for how to display a Graphghan at a craft fair or shop? There is it's called a compression quilt hanger. There is, if you go on Google and look it up, there's, it says something about how to make a compression quilt hanger for under 20 bucks. Hi Kim. And I like those. They take a little bit to make. You kind of need a drill and some stain and a couple things that Lowe's has, but they're really not that hard to make. That's mainly what I hang mine from. A lot of the businesses where I have mine hung at, they actually put 2 screws in the wall to hold the quilt hanger up. And there's a couple places that, like when I do shows or whatever, I have 2x4s. I have a little stand that I put them on, and then I can kind of lean it back a little bit so it's up off the floor. So that's mainly what I use when I'm out to display like a fancy one, and then some of the other ones I'll fold so that you can kind of see the idea of it. Look at all those beautiful yarns behind you. Yes, they just had a major sale, and I ordered some more. They're doing their Christmas sale, and as you can see, my candle collection has gotten larger. Kim says, I was just looking at that and drooling. Terry says those are some pretty colors. Yeah, I like the cakes. Ria's her hobby. Actually, this over here is Ria's, and then that over there is hobby. Melinda said she just ordered another cake from her too. I'm trying to figure out. It's not going to turn that far. Nope. Yeah, I'll have to put a picture in. I have hobby yarns and their cakes too, and then I ordered some from Labelle's, and so I have lots. And that was another question we had too. A few people said that they would be interested in raffles in the group where you like donate $1 and then get added to a special group, and then out of that group somebody gets picked and wins a cake of yarn or a set of hooks or whatever, and you would know what it was before you entered the raffle. So I've been thinking about that, and we'll probably do a poll to get input to see how many people are actually interested. But I think it would be nice. But we'll see. Kim says they look like Ria's. They are. Kim said she would be interested in that. That's good. Good. Like I said, we'll be putting up a few polls to get some ideas for the new year. Super excited. I have a lot of ideas. I just want to make sure everybody else is on board. Melinda said that sounds like fun. Yeah, I think it is. I think, a few of us can afford $1, and, that would cover shipping and the cost of things, and, it'd be nice to win and only, spend $1 or $2. So, yeah. And then, what was it? Blueprint has yarn and stuff like that. Kim says, I have been down with the flu and starting to feel better. That flu has gotten a lot of people this year really sick. So I'm not surprised. I actually thought I was getting sick because I've been running around so much, and between work and the house, and then my husband being on crutches for the first time, and he's going to be in a cast for 6 weeks and he can't drive. So yeah, luckily I'm not getting the flu. I think I'm getting a sinus infection like Melinda. You don't want that. Anyway, Blueprint had a sale on alpaca, and alpaca is usually quite expensive. A skein is usually about $22, and they have the twisted hanks, and these ones have 222 yards. and the lighting doesn't really do these justice. This is more of a mulberry color. This is a dark teal, and this one is showing up pretty close to what it is. But they're, gosh, they're so soft. Yes, Erica, they came in. Yeah, I have a customer that wants something made, and I have never worked with alpaca, and when I was looking at it, this was like 67 bucks. And they had a sale, so I picked them up. So that's going to save me on costs for making these. And this is a customer that usually comes to me a lot, so I don't mind passing the discount for this yarn on to her, because she's one that she wears my wearables out, and she gives my business card out, and she doesn't quote what she paid for things. She lets me, you know, quote that. But yes, these are so pretty, and like I said, super on sale, so I was so super happy, because usually it's like $67 for these 3 colors together. So I'm super excited about that. Hi, Andrea. So, yeah, I'm super excited about that. And that's one of the things, too. You know, people were talking about their customers and friends and family. The people that are friends and family that you, if you decide to do a friends and family discount, I make sure that I tell them, you know what, you got a discount on your stuff, so do not go and quote other people this price unless you're willing to make up the difference in what the price is going to be. So, Kim says, I love the colors. I do too. They're not colors that I would have picked out, but when I got them, she was in love with them, so it's perfect. So I'm excited about that. I can't wait to see how they work up, and like I said, it's super soft. I was very nervous, because the first time I worked with an animal fiber, I worked with a wool, and it was super scratchy, and I didn't like it, and I was so worried that the project was going to felt, and it was very intimidating for me. So I'm excited about this, and I can't wait to work one up. Her project is due in February, so I have time. She's trying to decide on how she wants her pattern worked up. There's 2 or 3 patterns that she's looking at, and she's trying to decide which one. Terry says, I would love to see pictures of the finished product. Yes, I will be posting pictures, because it's going to be in Tunisian. It's so exciting seeing some of this new stuff come to fruition. You know, you work on something, or you visualize colors, and then you start working on it, and you know, you either love it or you hate it. And you know, I think that some of these colors are fantastic, and they're going to look great. Terry says, we will be here. Yeah, it might be one of the things that I work up, something like that too, for the triangle shawl that we're going to be doing as a tea-cow. I think it would be neat to do a different weight, but I'm not sure yet. Angela said, I'm allergic to wool, but I love alpaca. So you can work with alpaca and not itch, but wool, you're allergic to it? That's interesting. I did not know that. I figured if you were allergic to wool, you were allergic to alpaca too. So that's good to know. So, finish your Rosetta yet? Actually, no. With everything going on with my husband's surgery and everything else, I got to a point where I was working on it, but with everybody talking, it is too hard to count and do the stitches because, you know, one round you may have 5 repeats and another round you may have 11 repeats. So I had to put it down. They are about done with it, actually, the cow that's going on. So I am going to work on this week getting the directions printed out. But I do have a surprise in the fact that my son liked one and he does not know, but I picked him up a kit, and let's see. That is the Midnight Kit. So, hi Diane. So I'm kind of excited about that because it's not like, oh, I gotta hurry up and have it done for Christmas, because he doesn't know he's getting it. And his birthday's in April, and I don't think I'll have it done that fast. And the other one. So, does anybody have any questions so far? Everybody okay about their hooks? Have enough information about the hooks? Like I said, we're going to be running a few polls to get some ideas about some things that, you know, I think would be neat for the group to do, like the auctions and a couple things like that. And like I said, I was blown away by the generosity for the Secret Santas this year. So that made 2 group members' Christmases fantastic. I'm so appreciative. I don't know what to say. Erica says, I like Dawn and Twilight. I think mine's... I got the Twilight and the Midnight. Yeah, the Midnight's black and white. I'm still working on Rosetta. Yeah, I'm going to be a while on mine. Like I said, I fell off around week 4. So I'm going to go into the group and print out the weeks, because they're on the last week now. They're finishing up 10, so the next week will be the last week. So I am behind. But, you know, if you've got it printed out, you can always work on it in your downtime. So again, I would like to send out a congratulations to Donna Harding and Lori Hardy Martin for the hooks. I'm so excited for you guys to get something for yourself for Christmas. Andrea Ingold says, I just got a double-ended hook. Looking forward to trying Tunisian in the round. I do like Tunisian in the round, and here is a tip if you really like Tunisian in the round and it's something you really want to try, is make sure I don't fall out of the chair. There is a crochet video Interweave had, and it's with Lily Chin, and it's called 2-Color Tunisian Crochet in the Round. And I know that's all backwards, but that's the front of it. And it's a DVD. And it's Lily Chin. And I bought this when I first started Tunisian crochet, when I picked it up. and wanted to do a project in the round. And the color changes and everything else for this are hers. They're copyrighted. So, you know, it's not really something we're going to be showing. But this, the color changes are fantastic. And they're done in a way that you don't have to float them on the back. So, I think it's fantastic. And basically it's using Tunisian simple stitch, Tunisian reverse simple stitch, and Tunisian knit stitch, and there's a couple more on here, but this is one of the best investments when it comes to Tunisian, other than my hooks that I bought. And this video it's fantastic. I would recommend that if you want to do Tunisian in the round and do color work and not have the floats and stuff in the back, to get that. It's fantastic. Hi, Sandy. I'm trying to think if there's any more questions. Yeah, so guys, when you see these polls up, even if you miss them and you scroll back or whatever and you see them, make sure that you guys comment on them so we can figure out like who all's interested in what, and you know, because I think that these raffles and some stuff like that would be really cool. And you know, that's the thing too with shipping's going to be cheaper in the States than ordering some of the stuff from Germany and then having it shipped over here. So that's another reason I think the raffles would do well. And like I said, you know, $1 is not that much to pitch in and get a chance to win. And ultimately, I worked it out so that my bottom cubby that's right there, it has alpaca and some other kits from Blueprint that I had bought before in there, and I'm going to empty that out so that I can put more of my Rhea yarns in there, because my cubby is quite full. And let me see if I can not make you guys dizzy, but it's full all the way over there and all the way to that side. So I either need to find a different way to display it, or I just need a new cabinet. Erica, I haven't got as far as Jessica. I have 3 going at some time, on it sometime, plus with getting sick, it set me back up. Oh, I can imagine. I don't want the flu. It's too much this year. A few of my friends have got it, and they've been really sick. Erica says, of course your cubby is full. Yeah, I got a little bit of room. Linda says, I vote a new cabinet. Well, I was thinking that if I bought some of the pegboard, that I could put a pegboard up there and then I would have room for even more. Hi, Sharon. Yeah, I will find a way. And on top of that, like I said, Rhea's having her Christmas sale, the Christmas Advent calendar, going on too. So, you know, yeah, Erica says, I love my pegboard. She has pegboard in her she shed that is stuffed full of yarn. And it is a huge she shed. So, some stuff she has up on pegboard, and that's what inspired me, because I was trying to think of a way that that I could showcase them, but kind of keep them out of the light. Yeah, she says I have one that's 16 foot long. That would not make it look like I have so much Rhea yarn if I had 16 foot long. I think this cablet's probably 6 foot, maybe. Like I said, I think if I get the pegboard and put it on that wall over there, I can just fit more. Alright guys, do we have any more questions this evening? Is there anything you guys want to see in the group? Like I said, I'm waiting on my camera holder to come in, and hopefully this one works and works better. You know, unfortunately, it's like they say, you get what you pay for. I bought a cheap holder, and when I went to adjust my camera, the head broke completely off, so I got what I paid for. So now I have another one on the way, and with this thing breaking, it's kind of delayed a few things that I really wanted to have done in the group, and for that I apologize to you guys. So I guess if we don't have any more questions, we're going to wrap up. I will get the Denise set of hooks in the mail tomorrow to Laura. And good night, Laura. Enjoy work and dinner. Have a great evening. Like I said, I will get the hooks for Laura in the mail tomorrow, and I will get the address to the other Secret Santa in the morning. Erica said we need to do a class on fixing graphs. Yes, that's another thing that I would like to get up. Excuse me. Because that is a very popular topic in here, so I would like to get one of those up as well. Kim says, great idea, Erica. So, if we don't have any more questions, I'm going to call it an evening here. I hope that you all have a very fantastic evening, and I know that I will see you beforehand, but Merry Christmas if I do not see you, because you're not able to join us. And I just want to give a heartfelt thank you to the Secret Santas this year. I cannot thank you enough. I really can't. And if there's something you guys want to see in the group or you have questions, never hesitate to ask. It's a learning group. We have new members all the time. You are not asking something that, you know, oh my God, it's been answered 100 times. They're going to know. There's always new members. We'll answer it over and over again because I remember how hard it was when I found Tunisian to learn things. So do not ever feel like you have to hesitate to ask anything in here. We're all about teaching, and we surround ourselves with people that love teaching. So don't hesitate to ask. So, Angela said, thank you to the Secret Santas. Have a wonderful night, Jessica, and thank you for the wonderful live. Thank you, guys. Have a fantastic evening. I love every one of you. Bye, guys.